Welcome back, Space Cadets. It's the one and only Super Saiyan here, back at you with some quality content featuring my co-host, Octopus, aka Joe Barkley.
Hey everybody, it's great to be back. What's the game for today?
Well, my friend, if you couldn't tell by the poster, today we have an interesting game on the list.
You okay, man?
Oh yeah, I'm good. Overwatch, if you couldn't tell, is the game on my mind today.
I'm a godly Widowmaker.
I heard you the 100th time, pal.
Overwatch is a team-based multiplayer first-person shooter video game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment. It was released in May 2016 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Essentially a hero-based shooter with the same concept of the Team Fortress series. Overwatch assigns players into 2 teams of 6, with each player selecting one of the many diverse heroes, all with unique movement, attributes, and abilities, whose roles are divided into 4 of the categories: offense, defense, tank, and support. Players on a team work together to secure and defend control points on a map, escort a payload across the map, or even do both in a limited amount of time.
Did I stutter just then? Yes.
Players gain cosmetic rewards that do not affect gameplay,
Wait, so it's not pay to win?
such as character skins and victory poses, as they continue to play in matches. And of course not, Joe. It's not Call of Duty. The game was initially launched with casual play and a competitive ranked mode, which came a little bit later. And of course, the various arcade game modes. Then, a player customizable server browser was eventually included following its release. Blizzard has also developed and added new characters, maps, and game modes following the release, while stating that all of the updates of Overwatch, pause for dramatic effect, remain free.
That's a lot to take in, man. That word free. I generally see it in front of games like League of Legends and mobile games. It's extremely rare to see it in a game you fully paid for. In these dark days, in the realm of expensive season passes and new skin DLC.
We're just getting started, friend.
Awesome.
Blizzard is a well-known game-making company that originates from 3 University of California graduates. They have made what seems like an eternal pile of popular games. Some of these being the World of Warcraft series, Diablo series, and StarCraft series.
Wow, you know a lot about these games. You must have played them all, right?
Yeah, you know it.
Wow, that's cool. Tell me more about Blizzard.
Alrighty then. Hold your hats. This is about to get wild.
I don't have a hat to hold on.
Oh, no worries. It was just an expression.
I know it was a joke.
Well, anyway, the backstory to Overwatch is described through animated shorts and other information distributed by Blizzard in promoting the game. I highly recommend watching them. Links will be in the description.
Is Harambe in the shorts?
Okay. Overwatch is set 60 whole years into the future of a pretend Earth, 30 years after the resolution of the Omnic Crisis. Prior to the Omnic Crisis, humanity had been in a golden age of prosperity and technology development. Humans made crazy robots with artificial intelligence called Omnics, which were produced worldwide in automated Omnium facilities and put to use to achieve economic equality. The Omnic Crisis began when the Omniums started producing a series of lethal, hostile robots which turned against mankind. The UN quickly formed Overwatch, an international task force to combat the Omnic threat and restore order. 2 veteran soldiers were put in charge of Overwatch: Gabriel Reyes, Reaper, and Jack Morrison, Pew Pew Man. Though Overwatch successfully demolished the robotic uprising and brought a number of talented individuals to the forefront, a falling out developed between Reyes and Morrison, and then Morrison became the leader of Overwatch while Reyes took charge of Blackwatch, Overwatch's covert operations division. Overwatch maintained peace across the world for several decades, in which what was called the Overwatch generation. But the rift between Morrison and Reyes intensified. Several allegations of wrongdoing and failures were leveled at Overwatch, leading to a public outcry against the organization and infighting between its members, prompting the UN to investigate the situation. During this, an explosion destroyed Overwatch's headquarters in Switzerland, apparently killing Morrison and Reyes among others. The UN passed the Petras Act, which dismantled Overwatch and forbade any Overwatch type activity.
So then, Overwatch is set some years after the Petras Act?
Well, yes. And without Overwatch, corporations have started to take over. Fighting and terrorism have broken out in parts of the globe, and there are signs of a second Omnic crisis occurring in Russia. Former members of Overwatch decided to reform Overwatch despite the Petras Act, recruiting old friends and gaining new allies in their fight, just like we saw in the intro.
You mean your face?
No, this one.
I made a chronal accelerator. I'm sure I can do this. To all agents of Overwatch. That's not right. To the former agents of Overwatch. This is Winston. Obviously. 30 years ago, the Omnics declared war. The nations of the world had no answer until they called upon a small group of heroes. Overwatch was created to rescue humanity from the Omnic crisis. We became the greatest champions of peace and progress mankind has ever seen. You were chosen because you had powers and abilities that made you... You joined because you... You already know this. Look, the people decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart. But look around! Someone has to do something! We have to do something! We can make a difference again. The world needs us now, more than ever. Are you with me?
Is that all? Well, no, there is so much more information from the Overwatch comic series based on the lore of the game. But this is what really counts.
Mata Mata!
I might need this later. I've got you in my psyche. I don't know if we should use that one.
We need to.
Retake, hold on.
Got you in my sight.
I gotta do that.
You do.
Alright, ready?
Alright.
I've got you in my sight. Players can choose from one of several heroes, each with their own unique abilities and role classes. The 4 character roles include offense characters with high speed and attack but low defense, defense characters meant to form choke points for enemies, support characters that provide buffs and debuffs for their allies and enemies respectively, and tank characters that have a large amount of armor and hit points to withstand enemy attacks to draw fire away from other teammates.
Oh, you mean Diva?
Don't spill such garbage out of your mouth.
Oh, looks like I hit a soft spot.
During the pre-match setup, players on a team will be given advice from the game if their team is unbalanced, such as if they are lacking defensive heroes, encouraging players to switch to other heroes pre-match and balance the starting team. Within a match, players can switch between characters in-game following deaths or by returning to their home base. The game is designed to encourage players to adapt to the opposing team during a match by switching to characters that better counter their abilities.
Overwatch is a game that is slowly growing, all for the price of just buying the game. It is a great friend game, and for me personally, it has a lot to offer.
Yeah, like your Genji skin you always drool over.
I do not.
Yeah, okay. Well, Super Saiyan, it's time to stop drooling over this game and talk about some of the low points of the game.
Oh, agreed. Welcome back to the triggering. No trigger account for me. I actually only got one real problem to discuss.
Oh, wow. Kind of disappointed. Well, what is your grievance?
Well, I'll tell you. Overwatch has had a strict ranking system with plenty of trolls who always kill Torbjorn, even if it's a control map. Low elos like mine are always impossible to get out of because of this Torbjorn madness. And on top of all this, solo queue is asking for utter demise.
Why don't you get friends then?
What are those?
Never mind.
It is unfortunate that this is the case now. It would be great if you could find groups for rank that are in the same situation you're in to have a better chance overall. Overwatch has done this for every other game mode in which they add a stay as team option. This isn't in comp, however.
I feel bad for you, but maybe you should play someone besides Genji.
Ha! Funny. In this game, and elos like mine, it is almost impossible to get a good team, and let alone play a character you actually want to play. I still love the game, but come on, Blizzard.
You done?
Yeah, I feel better. So now that Overwatch has reformed, what will happen? Will we see another Omnic crisis? Or will we see people go to war against the organization that was and is always there just to help the ones in crisis? Find out what happens next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I think a happy ending's in order, especially for...
No, let me guess. Harambe?
I was going to say Tracer and her girlfriend, but that sounds way better.
We'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch our crazy breakdowns of the game and ourselves. We're almost done, but now it's time for the bonus round!
It's time to talk about the little things that make Overwatch Overwatch. The cosmetics in the game and the game modes are very interesting. I mean, look at this skin, and this game mode, and even this skin, and game mode.
That's right, Octopus. Overwatch decided to add a diverse number of cool-looking skins, emotes, and other cosmetics that do not infringe the skill of the player, just make them look cooler when dominating the scene or not as awful when getting scraped.
You get scraped a lot.
Not 100% true, sir. My favorite part is the constant game modes they add on. For example, the Halloween game mode, Dr. Junkenstein's Revenge, by far one of my favorites.
I personally enjoyed May's snowball fight.
Why does it not surprise me?
So, Octopus, now comes the hardest part of this game. We actually have to rate it.
Well, Super Saiyan, it is your review. What are you going to give Overwatch? And careful, Mr. Kaplan himself may be watching.
Well, to anybody who is watching this video, I would like to say that I personally enjoy this game. It's got a lot to offer, even with its few triggering flaws. It's got that classic FPS feel, and it's really fun to play with friends. It's won so many awards in the past year. I would highly recommend giving this game a chance.
And that's a great sum up of the game, and it brings us down to the video. So, from us here at Outer Space Gamers, we want to thank you for the time that you've taken to watch this crazy video of ours.
Well, thank you, Joe, but you're forgetting one important thing.
What's
Make
that?
sure you smack that like button.
Jeez. None of that screaming nonsense. Well, remember to check us out on our social media pages from Twitter and Facebook, as well as to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one, Space Cadets. Over and out.